What's up, everybody? My name is Vince. Welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about the M18 FUEL 12-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw with 1K. And why are we going to be talking about this saw today? Because quite frankly, every time I'm around a saw on a live stream, people ask me, well, what do I think about the new offering from Milwaukee Tool? So today, I'm going to tell you everything I know, and more importantly, what I think about the saw, my personal feelings. And it's all coming up right after this message from our sponsor, VCG Construction. If you head on over to vcgconstruction.com/store, you'll find things like t-shirts, tech shirts, hats, stickers. Join the very cool gang. The link will be in the description below. So here's the deal. This is not the 12-inch miter saw from Milwaukee. This is their 10-inch saw. And when we went to NPS for 2019, you could see this video here. Because of this saw, I had a preconceived notion about a full battery-powered miter saw of this size or larger. We did a video previously where we put different size batteries on this saw to see if we could alleviate blade stall, tear out, things of that nature. You could see that video here. When Milwaukee announced at the show the 12-inch double bevel sliding miter saw, I was skeptical at first. I literally was. But let's talk about what Milwaukee told us and the stats that we have. Now, the new 12-inch miter saw will have a miter capacity of 60 degrees to the right and 50 degrees to the left. That's number one. Number two, and I feel like Milwaukee kind of addressed an issue that we had in a previous video about the dust collection on this saw. Okay? You'll see this bag here. Milwaukee, once again, has provided a bag for their 12-inch miter saw, but they've also included a multi-size port here. Okay? It will accommodate dust solutions with hoses from 1 1/8 all the way up to 1 7/8. So 1 1/8, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, and 1 7/8 tubes will work with their dust solution.
Well, we're creating a lot of dust here, so this is plump full. Just show you guys how much dust we really can collect. But we have a multi-sized dust port here as well. So this is going to fit all your common vac sizes. So 1 1/8, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 7/8. So regardless of what you've got for hose size, you should be good to go to plug it into this if you want to have above average dust collection with a vacuum.
I will say this, at NPS, we did not have a dust solution, a vac, connected to the saw, and a large majority of that sawdust when making cuts was captured by the bag. It looks like they improved the dust collection as a whole for that saw. Here's a big one, and this will lead into a large conversation about battery powered versus corded and such. The new 12-inch miter saw weighs under 50 pounds, and it is 15% lighter than the leading 12-inch corded miter saw on the market today. The thing is that when we're talking about miter saws and table saws, I don't believe, unless they're much smaller, like a 7 1/4, I don't never believe they're going to be a compact tool. So the ability to plug one into the wall is always a bonus in my opinion. And quite frankly, I've been using corded miter saws my entire career. Okay, first you make your 45, right, to expose the edge. Then you have to cut the tail off here. This flat part, you have to cut that flat. Okay, see that? And then this profile gets coped. So I'm not impressed. It doesn't impress me to have the portability of a cordless tool with something that's so large. It's going to take more to impress me than portability, because even under 50 pounds, let's just call it 49 pounds, it's still big and heavy. We're not going to throw it around the job site. So having a cord, finding a cord or a wall socket to plug into is, in my opinion, not a big deal. Okay? The new miter saw also includes Milwaukee's shadow line cutting system. Will cast a shadow onto the material that you'll be cutting for accurate cuts. The new 12-inch M18 FUEL Dual Bevel Compound Miter saw will also have one-key digital tracking. Even though they're large and heavy, in my opinion, even at 49 pounds, they're very expensive. We're going to tell you what the price is, but they're very expensive. So if you have the ability to inventory your saws, track them, even disable them, it's always a plus. And you're able to do that with the one-key functionality. A big plus for the new 12-inch miter saw is they're still going to run on a single M18 battery. So you're not going to need to run multiple batteries. You're going to be running a single M18 red lithium high output battery for the best performance. Here's the deal. The saw is backwards compatible, but in my opinion, for the best performance, less tear out, less stalling, you're not going to want to use any of the batteries that are not high output in architecture. That is my opinion. I haven't tested it with anything but the 12 amp hour battery, but knowing the fuel architecture in these tools, how it operates, you're going to want to stick to high output in architecture batteries. Maybe you go with the 6 amp hour battery, but quite frankly, 49 pounds for a tool, what's the difference of adding the smaller battery? I would use the largest battery possible with my saw. My opinion. With this 12 amp hour battery, with the M18 12-inch double bevel compound sliding motor saw, you're going to get 330 cuts in 3 1/4 inch baseboard. Now let's be honest here, that will vary depending on the type of material you're cutting through. 3 1/4 inch baseboard that is FJP, finger jointed primed, is much softer and easier to cut than, say, hard maple, okay, or cherry. I don't believe you're going to get as many cuts, especially if you're cutting pre-finished cabinet grade materials such as hardwoods. You're going to be you want to be very mindful, okay, of blade speed, but the red lithium technology in the batteries and the fuel technology, Red Link Intelligence, should save you. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Now here's the deal. If you already have a whole bunch of these red lithium high output batteries, okay, you wanted to save a couple dollars, bare tool is $699. So you're going to get the 12-inch double bevel compound motor saw, fuel motor saw, for $699. If you wanted to buy a kit, which would include the 12 amp hour battery, the price bumps up to $849. Maybe you don't need the batteries. Maybe you don't need another rapid charger. You have the option there. I want you to be very mindful that $849 is a nice chunk of change. Will the price come down? Will it stay the same? On release, that is the suggested manufacturer's retail price. Now, on to my thoughts about the saw, because I constantly get questions. Here's the deal. I would have loved the option for the new saw to be plugged in. It's as simple as that. When we're spinning things like 12-inch saw blades through material, and in the capacity that I use it, I want to make sure that each and every cut is exactly repeatable. I want to make sure each and every cut, the blade speed's exactly the same. I want to know what to expect from the saw. So I would love the option of having a cord plug into my saw. I expressed this concern to Milwaukee, and they told me that under no circumstances will they have a corded adapter option for their tools. I was at face value. I was like, okay, that's their prerogative. They don't want to be able to plug the tools into the wall. Okay, they want a completely cordless job site. People in the comment section will continue to ask me, will they ever offer a corded option or corded adapter for their tools? And I relayed the information to you, the very cool gang, that no, Milwaukee will never have a corded option because they want a completely cordless solution. And someone said to me, hey Vince, what about Milwaukee's light solutions? Their Rocket Light, their Rover Light, they take batteries, but you could also plug an extension cord into them. They're dual powered. Why not the tools? And that's a good question. With all of that said, and my tendency to prefer a corded 12-inch miter saw, I will tell you this. With the brief amount of time that I had my hands on the 12-inch double bevel compound miter saw from Milwaukee, it made a believer out of me. It made a believer that I would be able to complete my cutting tasks with a cordless 12-inch miter saw. And why was that? That was because when you paired the saw with the 12 amp hour battery, as we moved through the material, I really didn't notice much blade stall. Okay. Especially cutting the materials that I would be cutting, and we did over at Milwaukee during MPS. I took a lot of time to cut molding that they had on site. You know, we have this little box here. This is the majority. Molding work is the majority of the things that I will be cutting with my miter saws. Matter of fact, if you wanted to see how you can cut these outside or inside corners, you can go to this video here. Go check it out. But we noticed very minimal blade stall through those molding materials. Now, I'll have to be totally honest. Besides maybe poplar, I did not cut any extremely hard woods like maple or cherry there. None of it was pre-finished. So that will take further testing. But we also cut a bunch of pressure-treated lumber, 4x6 lumber. And quite frankly, this is the deal for me. If I'm going to be cutting a whole bunch of pressure-treated lumber, okay, I'm not going to use an $850 or $700 miter saw to do it. I feel like there's better, less expensive alternatives out there to cutting those larger pieces of pressure-treated lumber than a miter saw. With that said, the combination of the purpose-built motor, okay, the fuel motor, with the battery cells, the technology in the battery, the RedLink intelligence, I feel like it was all purposefully built to spin the 12-inch blade. If you wanted to cut pressure-treated lumber and not experience any stalling, okay, which causes tear out, blah, 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 then you could pair the saw with the correct blade and you will get the desired results. I feel like from what I've seen, any stoppage or stutter or sag in blade speed at this point would be operator error, forcing the saw through the material, not a product of a motor stall or blade stall from the engineering in the tool. With all that being said, my opinions of the new 12-inch double bevel compound fuel miter saw from Milwaukee are favorable. I like what I've seen so far. I think it's a huge, huge improvement over the 10-inch miter saw. And I'm looking forward to testing it fully. But I wanted to make this video because we keep getting the questions over and over again for my opinions, I wanted to put them in one clear, concise place. I feel the saw is purposefully built. I feel like it's a winner. And I feel like the combination of the battery, the motor, the blade size, the correct blade will yield you awesome results, whatever the project may be that you're doing. And if you like yielding awesome results in the projects that you're doing because you're contractors or you're tradespeople and you make your living completing projects, then smash the like button. Also, if this is first time here, you're not already, you're going to want to get subscribed and tap the bell because every once in a while, we'll find an amazing tool deal, like the one we got on this saw with the 9 amp hour battery. Whoa. This saw with its battery and a rapid charger, we scored this for 150 bucks. I know what you're asking yourself. Why didn't you know about it? You probably didn't have the bell tap. You missed it. Never miss it ever again when a $500, $600 saw kit goes on sale for 150 bucks. Because that's what we picked this up for. With that, I want to say I appreciate every single one of you being here. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you all on the next one.
Video's over, but I know you want more. So this is how you're going to get it. First thing you need to do is pretend you're this guy. And you're here at the birthplace of freedom. Now ring that bell like it's 1776 and let all notifications through. What? You're not subscribed yet? Well, smash this button here. After that, watch this video here, and maybe over here. See you later.